Hi guys, this is Hero here. I'm just coming at you with another Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep stream. Just wondering if Ventus has any friends, cause I think today we're gonna have some emotional trauma with him. But I'm not too sure. But yeah, if you see Ven, make sure you let him know that he has some friends, cause he could use some. He can always use friends. I mean, after all, I am about to fight. Yeah, after all, I'm about to go and fight his evil version of himself.
Are you okay?
I mean, did you see the hours I had to grind? I mean, to be
Oh my
fair.
gosh.
You're now
You
seeing
were
that?
not level 16 the last.
No, I
You were not
was.
level 16 the last.
No.
Oh my goodness, you poor thing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna show everyone. I'm about to show everyone.
I love how it's not Terra who gives you trouble, it's Ven.
Oh yeah. But
Magical.
it's always a magical thing. So, for those wondering how I went from a level 8 to a level 16 and why am I chilling on a Enchanted Dominion? Here, I'll show you what I went through. I decided that I needed, hey, I may want some high-end abilities. So let me show you what abilities I grinded out for that I'm working mastering out.
Oh my god.
Yes, and yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, that's why my character is all of a sudden level
Well,
16.
at least you're not gonna get one shot immediately.
Right? I mean, once more and second chance. I have this way sooner than Radiant Gardens. Here's my deck. I could probably
Oh
nope.
my
I gotta keep
gosh.
Magnet on there. I gotta keep that. So yeah. I think I'm good.
All of those will work on him. All of them. Oh my gosh. Ventus is gonna get destroyed.
And I'm level 16 walking into this fight.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh, R.I.P. Ventus. Oh my gosh.
Too slow.
I haven't drank enough water, and I've been eating waffles. That's why I'm coughing so much. Always eat your breakfast, kids. Being a Skippy Longstock a little bit.
I appreciate your comment, Butter Biscuit. Dear Zaynor, I have learned English. Yes, I have learned English.
That was fast.
Uh-huh. I wasn't even keeping track of like how much I hit him. But yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to that either. Oh, he is so done. Goodness. Yeah, sleep is your best friend. At least at the beginning.
Nope, I got you with the sleep, bro. Nope, I think I got you instead. Bro, you're pathetic. You're not even touching my health. Like, I am a god in this fight. So I need you to calm down, sir. Sir, did I say you can do that? No. That's right, Vanitas. Get magnetized. And we're not even 5 minutes into the stream.
I've infiltrated the live stream.
You have infiltrated the live stream.
Hello.
You just missed one of the most
You just
beautiful
missed
fights.
the magic.
The magic.
Sweet catharsis.
What did I miss?
Just jump back maybe not even 5 minutes and you'll see what all took place.
Little did I know. I missed the coming of anime Jesus.
No,
That's Sora.
short.
Oh wait, no. That's a good question. Who is it?
Sora equals anime Jesus. Can't confirm.
I think it honestly
I have no
just
clue.
depends
Not at all.
on let's see here. Where is it going? Which anime you're talking about? Because Light definitely viewed himself as that.
Man, Light did have a god complex.
Literally.
Kinda there for it.
Let's see here. What other ability do
No,
I
that's
level?
more of a Lucifer fallen angel thing.
Yes. Oh, I know we're talking about anime, but I want to talk about it before it slips my mind. So, did you guys see the announcement from the United States Space Force of what they're calling their cadets?
Yes. Oh my god. It's perfect.
I guess some
Guardian.
I guess some people may call it our destiny. Forget the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's our destiny. So I want to know, if I sign up, when can I get my ghost? I want my ghost. Forget everything else.
Yeah.
I want my ghost.
Hand over the ghost.
I want my space magic. Where are you keeping that at, guys? I
Like,
mean,
we're working
Let
on
me
it.
do my sniper
broke.
training because man, oh man, do I have a good hand sniper rifle.
and I also want the ability to glide like a warlock. Forget everything else. I just want to glide like a warlock.
Can you imagine the money you would save on transit if you could glide like a warlock?
Right?
I'd never walk anywhere.
You'd have to walk every once in a while, otherwise you would get muscle atrophy in your legs and relearn how to walk. That's not very fun.
But what if we
You
become
are
an
right.
exo? Okay, so if we got Guardians now.
Ooh, true.
I mean, I know everyone's like,
When's
oh,
the traveler
Guardians.
gonna show up?
Yeah, when's the traveler gonna show up? So then, was it the guard?
If the traveler shows up at the end of 2020, I'm gonna lose my marbles.
Wait a
I'm
minute,
like,
guys. Does
Traveler,
this mean
take
that
me.
Elon Musk?
Was right.
Does this mean that Does this mean Elon Musk equals Clovis Bray? Is he gonna make Exos?
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
yes, and yes, Butter Biscuit. I'll give you a revolver and a knife, and you will become one of the Hunter Vanguards.
We'll call him Butter Six.
Butter Six.
Plot twist, he's the Cade of the bunch. R.I.P. Cade.
All
And
right.
we're gonna have to get Butter a best friend who dies first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh
Because
no.
he has to lose
Wait. No.
because he has to
Yeah,
lose
he
the
has to
bet.
lose his
He
life.
has,
Yeah.
and
Butter has to be trapped into a situation, then die in a prison years later.
Oh no.
Butter, that means your next kid, like your firstborn child, if he's a guy, if he's a son, he needs to be called Cade. No, not Cade. Ace.
Ace.
Because I'm pretty sure Ace was the guide. But who really
I feel
knows?
like I'm big.
Actually, apparently Ace wasn't even real. He just made Ace up, so future Cade versions would do better. Thinking they actually had a son out there.
Oh,
I was like, man.
get this.
Kinda dark.
I know the Destiny community was kind of split on this, but did you hear that Osiris and Saint 14 are in a relationship romantically with each other?
Man. You know, I
Like-
saw the hints being placed, and I was like, I just don't see it for them. I just didn't.
I think as far as gameplay and like what we've seen, no. But if you dive into the lore, probably. And I think that's where a lot of the community was just like, why? Me? I'm just playing a game. If an enemy goes, if I can go pew pew and kill an enemy, and Osiris and 14 gives me cool quest stuff and cool gear, cool, let's go.
It just like really caught me off guard. I was like, I never got these vibes from these two in game. And like gosh, I can't remember where, but I think it was like Curse of Osiris. Like someone said that like the two of them, like their bond was equivalent to father and son.
Yeah, I mean, Ahsoka and Anakin relationship is definitely a sibling type relationship.
Yes. Yes, it is. And I don't see that getting romantical at all. Mainly because, you know,
Well,
Padme.
not to mention the huge
Like
age
the-
difference between the two of them. Like by the end
Yes,
of
yes,
Clone
that-
Wars,
that.
she's like 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. She was a baby, indeed. You know, this has me wondering, are they gonna like make a nod to it with Crimson Days?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ah, well, you know, Osiris can't be a part of Crimson Days because he doesn't have a ghost.
Yeah, it bothers me that some of the really important characters or cool characters kind of get shortchanged with like off-screen deaths.
Yeah, I really hate it, you know? Tolan is the one who like brought it up and like one of the quests. He was like, all of your like legendary like Vanguard members or Guardians, guess where most of them are? Dead. And then I sat there for a moment and I was like, you know, Tolan's right. 90% of like our legendary like Guardians are just dead.
That's how they become legends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh.
Like of all the things, like that's just kind of my biggest critique to Bungie, is I don't like all the your off-screen deaths. Like, allow us to live it.
It would
Make
be,
us feel
oh
pain
god.
so that we can get some amazing revenge. It'll be magical.
How great it would be, because like so many people in the lore community have like, or well, Bife has done like a little video on it, and Merlin Games has done a video on it. But how great it would have been if while we were doing like the Last Word or the Thorn quest, if we got like an actual cutscene of like Dredge and Yor going up against Shin Malphur. That would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like us actually seeing like, wow, Destiny Legends getting blown out of the water. Instead of just
Okay,
like,
is
you know.
anybody else dropping, or is it just me?
What's your question?
Drop it.
Is anybody else dropping frames, or is it just me?
No, it's the stream. It's dropping frames. I don't know
This is
why.
unfortunate.
Good gravy.
I don't know
Quickly,
why.
someone called the Mando. He'll fix it.
I think there's a way to. I was looking up stream related, like stream OBS related stuff, because I was like, hey, I managed to run a test stream with Destiny without it crashing. I was very grateful for it. Sometimes
Ooh.
it likes to crap a bed. Well, it
Yeah.
mostly does that with. It mostly drops whole packets of frames and sound with Twitch. It's almost ridiculous, and because of the state of Twitch at the moment, I was like, I don't see myself doing any growth if I start getting to streaming.
No,
Good grief.
I can understand that. I used to stream on Twitch, but like I would have to use either my PlayStation or my laptop for it.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, and I have to figure out full screen applications if I want stuff with my account. Fun time.
Yeah, if you can ever get like everything set up, it's a good time.
Oh yeah. What's funny is the laptop I'm using hates my headset because it's USB headset, so it doesn't always pick it up. Ends up only getting the phone. And
Just give me a second.
I love how you just go to this book to pick up Winnie the Pooh just to play a command board game. Just that way, if you're going for 100%, you get Rabbit and Tigger or something like that. You know, like that's the only reason why you would come in this room is to pick that up.
yep.
Sweet, I guess I get a chance now, permanent. I'm trying to figure out how I want to build my deck. Let's see here, what do you got for me?
Hero, are you able to see Discord chat?
Yes.
Or okay, because I think might have a solution for the frame shenanigans. I may have copy pasted from website troubleshoot.
Okay. Alright guys, give me just a moment as I get this figured out. So I need to go to settings.
Butter Biscuit said Ventus wants to go to Disneyland with his step siblings and his dad, but he has to fight evil Disney villains and emo boys.
Alright guys, we lose stream for just moments because OBS said to go not responding. Hold up. Let's see here, go to settings, go to advanced, go to network, and check dynamically bitrate. If it won't allow me to do it on stream, then I will definitely.
Sorry about that.
Okay, it looks like it's not allowing me to do it right now while I'm streaming, but I
Okay.
will definitely take a look into it and get that set up for the next stream for us guys. So that way we don't have.
But for now we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Hear that, guys? New stream tech.
And I'll take a look into a few other things as well because the Destiny stream. So we did go through the prophecy. We made it to the end, and then we're just like, I don't think we have the right DPS for it when we get to the final fight. But it was great, all the way around.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
A good time. A lot of jokes were made.
It looked like a blast, at least for the 5 minutes that you guys were live.
Okay, so I asked Yellow yesterday what she thought of my voice, and all she said is that she cackled.
What are friends for if not to cackle at your funny voice?
I mean, I thought for a sec I was driving you up the wall,
Oh my
Penguin.
gosh, no.
I mean,
No,
I just
please.
started the voice and you're just like, what's going on
No.
here? Port.
Oh,
I just make everyone cringe when I just do this terrible southern drawl. It's the worst thing. A penguin just wants to get out.
He's making his mic peak.
Am I making my mic peak? I think Penguin's gonna die here. I think Penguin might be like.
No, Penguin's mic was peaking.
I think Penguin's like, get out of here, leave me alone. I don't want to do this. If I have to listen to a more southern accent, I gotta run.
infiltrate the wrong screen. I didn't know there was southern accents here. Oh, my ears.
Oh, you poor, oh honey, your ears, are they just bothering you? You know it fixes everything, right? You can always use some good old
Don't
sweet
you
tea.
dare bring up some sweet tea.
Sweet tea and cornbread, they fix everything, don't you know?
Oh my god.
And don't
What
forget,
don't you know is Miss Soda?
Sushi.
don't you know, honey, that you need some good old, don't you know? You're gonna need some gumbo and jambalaya with this sweet tea.
Please. I need rescue. I'm in distress. I am in grade A distress.
Does that mean you have a hard time want to watch Princess and the Frog because all that southern drawl going on? Or is that more of a Cajun drawl? But all I remember is like, look yo, I made gumbo!
I make it through that entire movie on the sole fact that the Magic Man is my favorite character.
That's
Honestly,
it.
his song is a bop.
Yeah. Because like I feel like if I was like a Louisiana con man, that would be me personified. I had the tarot cards. I'd sing a bit when you come into my office. Are you ready? Are you ready? Business justification. New building sites. Financial law and order. We're gonna get everything set up just right.
Sure that Sephiroth got into after his fight with Cloud in KH2. Either that or he realized Cloud was having too much fun without PS. Yes, accurate.
Yes and yes
He
on
realized
both accounts.
Cloud got over his soldier PSD and he was like, I got it.
I gotta remind him what true fear is. Meanwhile,
He puts-
Hero's just destroying the fight where it's the only time you get to fight alongside Terra and Aqua.
The only time I
Like
get to
Tim.
play with my adopted siblings.
Little does he know, I'll never see them again. As Terra gets that body yoinked. Forte.
Well, I just realized, like, I just got Aqua's storyline to go through, and then we're in a Dream Drop Distance and Fragmentary Passage, then we're in KH3. Dream Drop's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
take us.
We're gonna have pirates and Caribbean. Pirates in the Caribbean.
And 3 without the cutscene and cut.
Unskippable
Hang on,
cutscenes.
let me just. No. 3 without the cutscenes makes magic. Fast. There we go. I need to drink water because I'm having not a stroke.
Hiccups.
No, my brain is not processing speech again.
It's okay, buddy. Go get
I'm
yourself.
okay, it happens a lot.
It's all about being human. That's why I want to be an expert.
And just like that. Oh,
Nice.
speaking about stuff in KH3, have you guys heard what's going on with Microsoft and Sony in Cyberpunk?
Man, the
Oh,
cyberpunk
yeah.
bonfire is getting wild. I hate to see
Oh
it.
my gosh, it's been a huge.
Oh,
It's just been
it's a
I
huge.
am. You
L
should know
after
that
L.
the Sony removed Cyberpunk off of the Play Store until further notice and is still offering refunds.
Yeah.
Did Microsoft just
Microsoft's
do that with Xbox?
yes, Microsoft's doing the same thing with Xbox. Like, I know that some games get, like, some studios just, like, bad raps for stuff. I mean, I know for the longest time, I think it was Battlefield 4? Or, yeah, 4 before Hardline came out was, like, really tough to play, but it wasn't, like, super unplayable. But Cyberpunk, I mean, I don't have the game, because it just never appealed to me. Like, I just didn't feel the appeal to get it. But I just feel sad for everyone else that got the game. And
It's unfortunate.
yeah.
My
It's
friend Mochi
sad.
has been like playing through it on his PS Pro, and he says usually his sessions go one of two ways. It's like for a lot of people it's like it's either super glitchy and you can barely play it at all, and for him he can play it, but he has like a lot of car glitches. Like sometimes his car's exploded, and other times he's had like cars actually just drive in to like where he was and completely take out NPCs that he needed.
Oof.
Or like just move them out of the area where he like cannot get to them. And I'm like, oh
It's
man.
like if Bethesda and GTA had a baby.
I was like thinking about it. I'm like, this is gonna be the Fallout. God, what is it called?
Fallout
76.
76. Like,
CD Projekt Red.
Like,
This is it.
I hope that CD Projekt Red can recover, because I saw reports that CD Projekt Red's offering to refund as well for some of the players.
Yeah. I know they said that they're going to work on like patches, like a January patch to fix a lot of the glitchiness, but that's not going to happen until everyone like comes back from holiday. But basically, everyone's like on vacation right now there. Like, man, it's going to be a while before like a
Yeah.
solid, crisp, clean, no caffeine version of the game's going to be out.
That's not caffeine. It's cocaine.
Cocaine.
You got my Coke?
Cocaina?
Now, if I remember correctly, there's certain chests that have to get on certain worlds to get the other Xehanort reports, because don't believe that Ben gets all of hits through combats.
I love how basically, like, visit to this place is just introducing the organization members before everything hit the fan for them.
Yeah.
Because in the cutscene before and after, you get to see like little baby-faced Yenzo or Zexion from. You mostly see Zexion in Days in Chain of Map, which we played through neither because Days we would have to do some serious either emulation or hook up a DS to a capture card. And I don't think that's possible.
I mean, if we could find a way to hook it up to a TV, then maybe we can. Yeah, if we could find a way to hook it up to a TV, then we could just have a capture card on the TV and capture the TV's video on audio.
There's the
And
thing,
then from
Square,
there-
you guys have the technology. Come on, please. Please,
Yeah,
I
you'd
need
think
a
they would.
remake. I want to play it on PS4. I want to have
Think
my
they would.
emotions destroyed.
Because, like, some people were
Kind of stuff
talking
that you Cage
on,
fans are about.
they were comparing Cyberpunk and Cage 3. Like, both games have their strengths and weaknesses, but you don't have the,
That's not a very one-to-one comparison.
No,
I guess.
it's not. To me, it's not a fair comparison. Because the big complaint about Cage
Definitely.
3 was, like, how everyone felt about the story ending and everything being tied together.
Yeah. Like
and it wasn't as
I
buggy or
guess-
glitchy. I feel like a better, almost one-to-one comparison would be 76 to Cyberpunk. But it's
Yeah,
not
I
exactly.
definitely do.
It's not exactly the same thing, because Fallout is more an online MMO-esque type game.
is definitely a situation where I don't think we have anything like recently that we could compare it to, unless there's been like a buggy GTA or just like large mass open game launch recently. But like none come to mind for me when I think in that direction thought.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, no,
It
I
is.
saw that tweet and I was just like, what? Really? You're gonna compare that?
To
You're
that,
really gonna compare that when Cage 3 had like next to zero bugs unless you like force them, like they don't just happen in normal gameplay, and it didn't like have a terrible launch that destroyed its reputation.
like the
Yeah.
only thing
No,
that
those aren't
like
comparable.
yeah, the only thing that I would say that would destroy Cage comparison, but this has been kind of an issue for Cage for a little bit is the story and tying everything together.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean, I
yeah.
do feel like that's kind of an issue with like just Eastern writing with the Japanese. Like they have great ideas, and sometimes they just struggle on connecting everything together to give you a satisfying ending.
It's like it's because I think that stems from like the two writing styles being like so differently focused.
Yeah, because if you take a look at Western writing versus Eastern writing, it's completely different, and I think sometimes we have to understand that they may struggle because not all of them speak English.
Yeah.
Like,
Um.
in an interview, Numura said, "Hey, that secret ending that you see in Cage 3, it is Shibuya, but it's not like Shibuya in The World Ends With You. And you don't learn what that place is until you play through the ending of Melody of Memory."
Yeah.
It's Shibuya from Persona 5.
Everything is Persona 5 nowadays. I hate to say it, but people are getting a little bit on the
Ba-da-ba.
shenanigans with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. People are always going to be on the
Now,
shenanigans.
I'm looking at,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they meant by the hype, probably.
yeah, if they're comparing it by the hype butter, then yes, I can agree. But there's a lot more going on with Cyberpunk that's creating a lot more negativity than
Yeah.
just the hype.
Like there are a lot of people who review bombed the game when it first came out because of like the glitches and such, and it's got me thinking maybe like the reviewing only on day one system for gaming isn't very prominent anymore, or very like a like actual representation of the game. Because you have games like I'd say Star Wars Battlefront that launched like super like filled with microtransaction and got a lot of bad reviews, but then later on really EA cleaned up their act, got those microtransactions out of there, made it a really solid game, and now it's like great.
Well, I
And it
keep
would still
thinking back, and the reason why I have a hard time wanting to listen to reviewers is Star Wars Battlefront 2015. They praised the game on feeling like on the immersion of Star Wars, and
yeah.
like the sound design, graphics, everything. It says, oh, but it locks the sandbox mode isn't that great. You lack a lot, all this stuff. 8 out of 10. I'm like, but your main core gameplay is what you're complaining about, but you still get this game in 8 out of 10. When not everyone liked the arcadiness of the 2015 Star Wars Battlefront.
There was nothing in that game because like I played it firsthand, and I remember because me and David both got it, and there was nothing to do. Like after we did the arcade mode, we did some of the game modes online, and we just wanted to like play some stuff, just the two of us, and there was like nothing but survival. There was hardly anything else to do in that game, and if you weren't playing online, you actually could not access your save data. And I was like, I spent $59 on this.
I mean, I played a lot of it because I also got my PS4 with it, so I'm gonna have to spend time in the game to enjoy it.
Understandable.
And then I was listening to someone review Godfall, and they're talking about the bugginess. I'm like, I can't listen to reviewers if they're talking about bugs because. And you're using
bugs can be patched.
Yeah.
It reminds me of games like No Man's Sky that got really hardly bashed on like the promises that they were making about content that was going to be in the game. And then I played No Man's Sky like a solid 2 months ago. And No Man's Sky now is the best that it's ever been.
Yes.
Base building is top tier, traversal. They just did an exploration upgrade where there's now even way more unique planets and ships and guns and everything.
Now,
crazy.
Now, to me, with that, with No Man's Sky, I feel like that's a solid review to give because they were actually comparing. No, I talked to Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I didn't talk to Pete. Because with that review, I would listen to because they promised all this stuff and it wasn't there.
Yeah. So my thing is that I just believe that there should be post reviews or updated reviews that day one review shouldn't be the end all be all. It's well, we reviewed it on day one. We're done here, people. Let's go.
Yeah, I like what
Especially
Butter.
With
have you seen what Butter said in the chat?
I am taking a look right now.
The day one reviews being untrustworthy and stuff, and they often have problems after. Yeah.
An example. I'm trying to remember the name of the game. It was actually a Call of Duty game that came out not this year, but in the previous year, where for the first week of the game. No, Ubisoft's Wildlands game. Ghost Recon Wildlands. For the first 2 weeks, there were no microtransactions in the game at all. But then a week after everyone did their review, they put microtransactions in the game.
Yeah. And I totally agree with what you're saying, Buttered, about you can't trust day one reviews just because you can't fully dive deep into it and that. And so
yeah.
It's just one of those things where I'm just yeah, I get, you want to be there, you get reviews, you want all this stuff, but at the same time, you gotta, to me, as I was telling Penguin about this, I think, Monday? To me, I would rather review a game, it's okay, the game was aiming for this. Does the game deliver on it?
Yes.
Does the gameplay work? And yeah, I do agree, Cyberpunk and KH3, there is a lot of hype behind it, and we have on our channel, in one of our Discords, in Discord podcast, we have a discussion where your hype, if you don't manage it, will ruin your gameplay experience. And it's not just gameplay, also your movie experience. So we as people need to do a better job on managing our expectations.
Yeah, definitely. Just hold yourself. Make sure that you're always holding yourself to a standard where you expect something to be good, but not the very best thing to ever exist since sliced bread. That you will play this game and only this game for the rest of your life.
Okay,
well,
you have branched out. You've branched out. You've played Destiny. You've also played Dungeon Defenders.
You're a guardian now.
You're a guardian.
Yeah, that is true.
You still like
Yeah, I
to
finally made a
proud.
warlock. I made a warlock, and the warlock exclusively uses hand cannons.
You're not alone. Well, I use mostly assault rifles, but gotta love those hand
I used to hate hand cannons because I couldn't fire and aim for crap, but thanks to my sniper rifle practice, I can now properly aim with hand cannon, and let me tell you, taking something down with these 2 shots is magical.
Oh my gosh, the exotic hand cannons are gonna be your favorite.
Oh, Dang, I don't have to pass.
They get like, oh man, there's so many fun like exotic hand cannons, like the Ace of Spades, the Last Word.
Thorn.
That's like, the Last Word is just like, hey, you know I have a clip, right? Yeah. I can fire my entire clip as fast as an assault rifle can. Say what now?
Ratatata.
Yeah, it just goes full auto, and it's like, okay.
Magical. Yeah.
And it's a weird
If I
one
remember
because
right, you get Ace of Spades by playing through Forsaken. And I think last word you do a specific event.
Last
Hero, was
Word.
that the event that I witnessed you doing?
Yes, you witnessed me doing that one. I was on the final quest step where you fight that knight or whatever, and you have to win on a quick draw.
Yeah.
And then,
Gosh, that was
and,
intense.
and then like after you left or whatever, and that or one night, I was like, I sent you a text like, I got it.
You just get a text
Yeah,
at 1
because
in the morning.
it took
from
you a
her.
while to figure out. It took you a while to figure out the timing of that, and understandable. There wasn't really a specific cue
You
at
just have
first.
to beat a Hive Knight in a quick draw.
Well, okay, so Penguin, it was the final draw. That's what it was. It's like the other first two or whatever I could do, but it was the final draw. That was the one that was giving me issues.
I've seen people like posting about it. It's like the final draw is the most ridiculous, and I was like, let me go look this up. And then I saw someone like Itanu with like a Hive Knight, and I'm like, okay.
It's high noon somewhere. That's basically what it is.
It's always kind of where.
Oh, yep. Biscuit, I never underestimate hunters. Rich, he's a hunter main, and when I see his output with Golden Gun with Celestial Nighthawk, or even Blade Barrage, I'm just like, yeah. Hands down, you got it.
Some people think Warlocks are the DPS. Actually, it's Hunters.
It's hunters. It's hunters.
Celestial Nighthawk.
Celestial
Although
Nighthawk.
we did get the weird Dawn helmet this update, which allows us to do some cool stuff with I think it's what, Bottom Tree Dawn Blade?
I think so.
I haven't really tested it. I got it from like a Lost Sector. And apparently with each slash you land, it increases your damage up to the final slash.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I need to do... So, I'm now at that mission quest step for the Lament.
X.
Do I need to go back to Big Clovis Head to trigger that one?
Yeah. That mission should be down there with Clovis Head coming. He'll be waiting for you, Spud. That's right, Spud. And wherever you are out there, Clovis Spray is waiting for you.
Ah, the fun to be
Let me smash.
the destroy thing. Don't forget to get the big boys, otherwise he'll run really fast.
I beat him by 1 point.
Oh my god!
GG Dory. You got this.
That was intense.
I was like, hey, look, Bear, let me jump on that real quick.
Barreling all over the place.
So, was that all I had to do was that? I know I'm missing something real quick. Let's see here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a cutscene? Man, I thought that was just you smashing a pot.
Toasty. Don't forget your magnet for later. Ah, you both blew yourselves up.
Yeah.
Ultimate friendship right there.
Because friends are my power. I honestly feel like that's one of the...
Yeah,
friendship.
I feel like that's one of the biggest anime tropes of all time, especially with shonen jumps stuff, is friends are my power.
You know, it's interesting because some animes do the power of friendship well, like My Hero, where they use the power of friendship by stealing techniques and information from your friends.
Well, I need to get caught up with My Hero, but like, they use each other to like motivate and to get better. So it's like, yeah, we're friends, but I want to be number one. And so they have like this healthy competition, except for Byakugo and like Deku. There's nothing healthy about that relationship.
I will say, their relationship does get better over time, and it's great.
Well, okay, so the last thing I saw, manga and everything related wise, was the Deku Bakugo fight. And with All Might. Okay, not with All Might in particular, but when Byakugo confronts him, it's like, you kept this secret from me, how could you?
I thought that was like so funny how he was like, you kept this from me? And like, I would have been like, well, Bakugo, you see, you were always kind of a jerk.
Well, Bakugo, I thought you were my best friend, but the way you treat
Put
me...
that in the abridged series.
Yes. I don't view you...
roast them.
I don't view you like a brother.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of abusive relationship. We're
Oh, yeah.
friends. I've done nothing but abuse you on screen. We're friends.
That's also true with Persona games.
I don't know, man. Ryuji's been a close bud to me. He's never abused me on screen.
The power of friendships, at least, I want to say.
Oh. Yeah, man, you know, it's the power of friendship that makes you stronger. It's having reliable humans to call upon 90% of the time.
I love how Hercules and Zack's in trouble, but what does Ven do? Let me beat up the Unversed right here before I go and rescue them. They can survive.
Make sure you have magnets, otherwise you're gonna get bodied.
I got Magnet,
Good.
don't worry. I haven't left it hasn't left my deck yet. Yeah, Persona games like, I got the power of friendships, and I'm also gonna be rebellious of, or whatever the main theme of the Persona game is.
I think it's like rebelling against society or something.
Yeah.
Well, with 5, it's mostly you're rebelling against the adults and like what society wants you to conform to. And I think 4 is more about accepting who you are and acknowledging the other side of you.
Persona 6 is gonna be about, I don't know,
Persona
rebelling
6.
against your
Persona
parents.
6 is just gonna break into reality.
Break down, break. This is gonna be a JoJo opening.
Is that a JoJo reference?
You know it, man. I love that JoJ.
Just
Every
make
morning
sure
I
it
wake
has
up,
the
watch
JoJo
JoJo.
ending right before everything hits the fan. One of the first ones.
Roundabout.
Roundabout. Yes.
I give that up.
Actually, to be honest with you, but why do I keep doing that? I'm sorry, Hero. I just want you to know that my screen and probably your screen are having a heart attack with the number of enemies on it right now.
It's wavering.
Oh, how do you fight this many people? What's your secret, Jiggy?
You pray.
You reach out in the universe and you pray to whatever deity. Oh, Biscuit responded.
Yeah, he says
Persona 3 is
acceptance of
it's
death.
the-
4 is reaching,
Four-
facing your fears and reaching out to the truth. 5 is rebelling against others of your improvement and greater good.
Huh. Maybe Persona 6 will be rebelling.
Persona 6, we're gonna talk more about the power of friendship and how you're gonna have to accept reality as it is, which goes against the entirety of Persona games.
Persona 6, actually, you're just a bad guy, and you're just like, it's all about creating your perfect reality
No, that's
by
the ending of.
disregarding others.
Hold up. No, man, that's Persona 5 Royal that goes on. I need to finish up that game. I haven't finished it. Yellow knows where I'm at. But yes.
I haven't played Royal either, so.
They introduced a couple new characters, and one of them is going to be the final boss. If you go through the traditional, if you do what you're supposed to do, and was I supposed to lose that fight? I don't remember. Okay, that's what I thought. I just got bodied by this dude.
I remember hating this fight. That's why I remember never wanting to Ventus twice, is because of this fight and the final fight of Deep Space. I hate this boss. It's horrible.
Hello. Boss. It might be the boss you've been waiting for. The enemy to change all enemies.
No, this fight's just weird just due to the arena that you're in.
Because it's hard to tell the exact bounce.
There we go.
Yay!
The hero, the slayer of all things, including Kingdom
You.
Hearts boss. Got this.
Yes.
We should just change it to hero, the slayer of all things, including Xehanort. Xehanort's just gonna be like, no, he can't slay me. I'm too angry to die.
Funniest thing, I actually found the clip the other day of a clip that I did the other day of me beating up Xehanort and KH3 on level 99.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the one where we were talking and stuff. I can't remember. I remember you were doing something, but I can't remember what you were doing.
I do a lot of things, so that narrows it down.
Yeah. Yeah, Hero actually injected some variety into his life in terms of the PS4 gaming world. I'm still starting to expand it. I almost downloaded Genshin Impact last night, but I'm not sure.
Yellow,
It's-
I'm gonna tell you something very important. If you
Yes.
download Genshin Impact, I will guide you through the game. I promise.
That's assuming she doesn't need PlayStation Plus.
I
Yeah.
do not.
If you
Yeah, I don't think you'll need it for Genshin because it's a free game. Some of the free games
free
you
to
can
play,
play
I get
without
to get away with. Yeah.
access.
Yep. If they require matchmaking, that's usually when it requires PS Plus.
I'll like look it up right after the stream. Actually, let me just look it up right now.
Yeah. Why not now?
I checked the other night. The only reason I hesitated is one, because I had a password crap the bed.
I have an aggressive amount of memes on my browser.
You have memes on your browser?
Yes, I'm always looking up new memes.
you have all these memes that you refuse to delete, even though it's taking up a crap ton of your storage. It's like, I'll never know when I need this again. But I have it.
Don't
Me with
call
my
me out like
Dropbox.
that, please.
Me with my Dropbox. I have a Dropbox full of terrible, and I mean terrible memes. And I keep renewing and reopening the Dropbox on a yearly basis. It's like an annual anniversary of me going into the Dropbox just so I don't lose it. Because there's an entire folder of shovels in the folder, and it was because it was a shared Dropbox between me and a group of Facebook admins, and once upon a time where I helped admin a Facebook group. Because one day in the group chat for the admins, just hear, "Hey, why are there so many shovels in the meme folder? Why are there 480 pictures of shovels in the meme folder?" And he just replies, "For all the salt." Yep. I hope they're all doing okay.
House. There's salt in this house.
No! No!
Certified salt.
Sir, I was just
crying
thinking.
4 weeks.
You know, you
How
just reminded
dare
me
you
of the
make that
salt.
reference?
I was just thinking back to the meme of from season 1 of Stranger Things. Like, how are we gonna get that much salt? Then it shows League of Legends.
Prove yourself and salt. They will remember your salt.
It just says online play required for Genshin Impact. It doesn't say anything about PlayStation Plus being required. Woohoo!
Yeah, I will warn you that it is a gacha game, and
Yeah.
you will at any moment in time be able to spend your money on it. You don't have to.
Thank goodness I don't have a credit card attached to my PS4 account.
I will be, I am not a free-to-play player, but I definitely understand the appeal of it, and what it's like being a free-to-play player.
I just
So
had
I'll
a
just
hard time
be there to be.
sticking with it because of the little Navi-like character. I'm like, shut up, please. You're worse than Navi.
Oh my gosh, so many people have I've seen that don't like Paimon, that they will just go through the entire story without cutscenes because of Paimon, even though how good the story is.
That's hilarious.
Her comments annoys me.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's crazy to me because I'm like, man, this is a world filled with these holy, well, I say holy, with these powerful archons, and you have whole missions and interactions with them and the people of these countries that they've made. And people are like, yeah, I just skipped through all the dialogue because of Paimon.
Because that's where she's always talking about food. Initially, I feel like she's always talking about food. Oh,
it's creepy because she knows a bunch about food,
Don't hurt my
but she also knows a bunch about everywhere's basically the lore of all the countries. Paimon just knows it, and it's crazy sometimes.
Mean. How dare you hurt Stitch?
When you go bruh, how dare you hurt Stitch? Stitch is about to hurt them. Let him get his Glocks. They just don't know. Stitch is a gangbanger, man. Just give Stitch 4 guns. He's got it.
You forgot
He'll
to
handle
add
himself.
Fluffy!
Suddenly,
Suddenly, I appear, my name's Stitch. Even though I know I sound more like Q-Zip from Witch.
You know, I really want to see Hitman, but instead of it being Hitman, it's just Stitch.
Someone
Can you just
please make a
imagine
mod of that. Please make a mod. Oh dear.
Just a game where Janemba makes Stitch, the Confederation doesn't catch on, and it's like a Hitman game but with Stitch. And it's just Janemba okay, Stitch, you need to kill the target. And it's just you playing as Stitch, going either super stealthy or going in super wild, crazy.
I don't think Stitch would understand stealth.
Hey, I mean, he might not, but we got to give him the option anyway. How we're gonna get that money?
You just get the money because Stitch is in there.
You right.
Who cares about what the rest of the gameplay? I need to play as Stitch. Leave me alone.
One of the greatest things about going into computer science is, who knows, some of the skills I might have learned might apply to modding the crap out of games just for the fun of it. Have you seen some of the newer mods for KH2? People have been modding like crazy with it.
No, I haven't.
It's wild. People have been modding in like other characters into playable. Like some people have modded Kyrie into the final fight of KH2, and like playable with voice sounds and stuff. It's pretty cool.
It always kills me that like gaming companies don't offer like modders jobs pretty regularly. It's like, wow, they took our creation tools and made like something that we didn't even think about doing or like just could not do on a budget.
I think some things that goes down of why is you have the studio, but if it's how I think it works, it would be very similar to like with book publishers. When they go and publish their book, the publisher can be like, I don't like this, take it out. And they can influence a writer on like what's allowed in the book and what's not. And so I feel like sometimes the publishing company with gaming kind of does the same thing, and it kind of screws them over.
Dang publisher, ruining games.
Yeah, they.
No, I am uninterested in such things.
But yeah, it's just some of those things where it's just like, as me and Yale talked about, you can't manage creativity. And if you do, you don't get really cool things.
Yeah. Manage stifles creativity.
Forgot to put on one thing.
It's a shame. I just want a Destiny season all about Shax, but Bungie won't give it to him.
We talked about that the other day. People for like, we need a season of nothing but Crucible. Like, have we forgotten the lessons that we learned from Season of the Drifter, or are we just going to ignore that and pretend that that doesn't exist?
I think they're.
No, I'm not saying like a season about Crucible. I'm saying just a season about Shax, where we just follow him around.
Yeah, and you know what that would entail mostly? Crucible.
I mean, you never know. We might go, Shax
average,
might leave the tower.
The average player would think it'd be Crucible if it's about Shax.
They'll never see it coming. It's gonna be such a 180. It's gonna be Shax like going to get like a Crimson Days gift for Mara. He's gonna be like, I gotta outdo myself this year. The bow wasn't good enough.
Well, what's funny is that Shax is all his relationships. None of them has broken up with Shax. Shax hasn't gone through a breakup yet, to my knowledge. So he has outlived some of his relationships, if I understand some things correctly. But he himself has been broken up by anyone. And I think, to be fair, I think I would be so terrified. I wouldn't want to break
up with Shax either. You kidding? I value my life too much.
I do appreciate Shax trying to keeping things positive even after you lose the battle in Crucible. Like, you lose the match, and he's just like, it's okay, Guardian. It happens to the best of us.
Gosh, I love his line. Defeat comes for us all.
That reminds me, did you see someone fan edit of putting Shaq's voiceover with Cade's final stand?
Yeah, it's oh my gosh. I show that to everyone now when like anyone asks me about like Cade or like Destiny, I'll be like, let me show you like a good example of Destiny. Here you go. This is a good example of Destiny.
I am really glad that that won movie of the week.
I'm glad it did too. It definitely deserves it. And always will.
So if the Traveler shows up at the end of 2020, what
Well,
class are we all running?
I think me and Penguin have already spoken. We're gonna be warlocks if we can.
well, if we're going in, no limitations. I'm gonna be rocking Sunsinger, baby.
Oh yeah.
You're one Sunsinger, baby.
There we
Forget everything else.
Let's see, I would be torn between Sunsinger or
Well,
no, not well. Who wouldn't want to be Emperor Palpatine in real life?
oh my God, you're right.
Unlimited
hard.
power.
Can you imagine? It's like, oh no, our ship is low on power. Did you say power? No, wait, please. Unlimited power. Anytime the ghost is like, I think this thing is dead. Say less. No, wait, please, you'll fry the system. Unlimited. Stop. No, Guardian. Power.
Oh, do I have... I need to double check, because I may be missing a command that I need to make sure I meld.
Hilariously,
I do have
would
once
run
more, okay.
Titan.
Okay. You would run Titan,
Because I
yes.
like my rifles. I like sniping and those are my favorite.
And don't forget punching. There'll be a lot of punching involved.
Yeah.
A lot of punching.
Yeah, sniping and my two favorite.
Lore-wise, she would fit a better hunter, but the punch.
Yeah. The punch.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost did start running mainly hunter when I started playing hunter. Like, wow, this is really fun. But in the end, I'm like, Titan's still my main.
The
Like,
one thing that I
used to
struggle
like
with.
never understand.
The one thing I struggle with Titans is their jumps. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm at the boss right now, Stitch.
That's my issue with hunters. I'm like, man, these hunter abilities are cool, but I can't jump for beans. I'm like, I miss my glide. I hate this like little double jump thing.
Oh, I've had trouble with the gliding around as a warlock because I started off with Titan.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's to the point where like I know gliding so well that I can't even teach someone to glide because like it's just second nature to me now. My girlfriend was like asking me, how do you glide as a warlock? And I'm like, just sat there for a moment, like staring into oblivion, and I'm like, I don't even know how to tell you how to glide. I don't even know where to start.
I put myself in the worst spot to try to fight him, right underneath him, but it's okay.
This.
Yeah, I just hate this fight.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It reminds me of like one of the manta rays from Code Lyoko.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I hated those things too.
Gosh, Code Lyoko was wild.
You're
It
out,
was so
Stitch.
good. It's on Netflix, by the way.
Oh yes, I've rewatched the entire series already.
Of Code Lyoko?
Yes.
You gotta turn off gravity to get up there.
There was TikTok I saw, and this guy like pointed out some really crazy points to me. and he was talking about like two things that are from completely different series that are the same, and you wouldn't realize it. Kingdom Hearts and Naruto. They both have a young main character trying to get their best friend back. There's a very old man who continues living by stealing other people's bodies. And the most prominent lesson of both is the power of friendship. And there's a group of villains that wear mostly black that are trying to gather a bunch of old ancient power to summon something very powerful with that power. And I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, is Naruto and Cage just 1-for-1 with most of like their large writing plots? Interesting.
No, we got a little bit of Star Wars mixed in there with Birth by Sleep.
Sorry, I just saw Butter Biscuit's comment. It's like, how do you land a headshot as a hunter? I always say, if I knew, I would use a sniper rifle.
It takes a lot of patience and concentration.
Wait, you mean patience and time?
Yes.
Oh my
It
god.
takes practice too and getting really. It takes time too, really getting. What is so funny?
So in Destiny 1, there's this sniper rifle called the Patience in Time. And when you would crouch with it and you would look down the scope, you would turn invisible. It was by no
That's
means
amazing.
powerful, but we all loved it.
So when you said
That
yes, we were
sounds amazing.
just laughing at the fact that you not only like agreed. Oh, I didn't want to go to command boards. To a exotic back in D1 that has been brought back into D2. I don't think we'll see it in D2.
Yeah, no, like
Fingers
I
crossed.
think it was like one of those underpowered ones that like no one really like people used in Crucible just because of the camouflage, and that was it.
Okay, I'm missing. Yeah.
I use a hammer to get a headshot.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, honestly. I use like my little warlock spaghetti fingers.
Getting fingers.
High five.
Yeah, Top Tree Dawnblade has like these little like heat projectiles it fires, and I've been told that some people call it spaghetti fingers. So ever since, I call it spaghetti fingers, and it's great.
Oh yes, I need to go to the sticker album. I haven't gone to the sticker album in a bit, so I need to arrange some stickers.
Y'all are making me think of trying to track down whether I can get Destiny 1 on the PS4.
Yeah, you would be
I
able to.
doubt it.
No, you are able to. The servers are still up. It is like $3, I think. I would mail you my copy of D1, but that the postage fees would be higher than what you could find the game for at like GameStop or on any shopping app. It's great.
I would
I don't
need
even
PS
know.
Plus.
I don't even know if they still have the expansions for D1.
To me, my favorite
I think
expansion
they
was
do.
Rise of Iron.
My gosh.
Yeah, they do. There's like a whole collection for like $60.
Yeah.
Because there's Destiny,
It's not
The
worth
Dark Below, House of Wolves, Taken King, Rise of.
Yep, Rise of Iron. That was it. They only had
I
5
remember.
expansions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need PS Plus.
Everyone
Because it's
says,
required for online play.
yeah. Everyone says Taking King is what saved D1. And I came into D1 during Taking King, so I didn't know much better.
I will say, me and David both played Destiny early on when it first started, and one of the issues with it was that there was not a lot to do besides just like level grinding after you beat the main story. And the main story initially wasn't like super explained outside of the lore cards, which I wasn't super into the time, but I then slowly started to get into. So like the main story alone and like the first Destiny was like, you're born, or well, you're reborn as a guardian. You go to the city. The speaker is like, we have enemies of the light, guardian. You must be careful. There is things that we must do. I can't tell you how many wars have been fought by the Traveler and why it's in this wounded state. And I'm like, you could tell me. And he's like, nah, I'm just gonna give you the lore cards about it. Here you go.
Yeah, that sums
Here,
up.
have some stuff.
Yeah, basically.
That was a lot of D1. People would like tell you things or tell you to do things, and you'd be like, but why? And they'd be like, up, lore card.
It's like, here, read this. I don't want to read. I want to shoot. Here.
And the biggest complaint that the community had back in D1, you had to go onto Bungie's website to open up the Grimoire cards to read your Grimoire cards.
Yeah, it kills me that like people don't look at the Grimoire cards now. Like people are like, yeah, I just don't read the lore books. And I remember when we had to go to a completely different site and sign in to read the books. Now all I have to do is press options and then press X 3 times, and then I can just read away.
So yes, Bungie does have their problems and their issues with stuff with Destiny. But at least I will give them credit where credit's due. They do listen. May not be always, but they do listen.
I will say we're a hard community to please.
That's also, I've learned, just gaming in general.
I feel like it's the diversity of players that makes it like hard, nigh impossible to make a perfect game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because like there's gonna be no way that you'll be able to please everyone. Everyone's gonna have different tastes and different feelings about whatever you do.
I do like
So it's like I feel like
Butter went further on the Kingdom Hearts comparison. There's clones of dead people. The main character has their power sealed in somewhere when they lose control and become beast-like. And there are 3 masters, and one of them turned evil in some way.
oh my god.
Yep. You got Xehanort,
Just
Gensed, and Master Ericus. Oh, and it gets even better. One of them does die.
Oh my god.
So, does that mean Master Ericus is the Jiraiya without the perviness?
Yeah, Master Ericus is
I
Jiraiya.
was gonna ask that.
Yeah,
Oh.
Master Erica is Jiraiya. Xehanort is indeed Orochimaru.
But Yen said it's a cooler Tsunade.
Most definitely. I feel like Tsunade kind of got slept on in Naruto.
In Naruto she did, but in Shippuden, not so much.
Yeah, she got a lot more screen time in Shippuden. Especially like during the Kage stuff towards the end. When you like start seeing her actually throw like hands on mass scale, I'm like, I see why you hold down the title of Hokage. Like in the Naruto universe, I don't think I'd want to be like the leader of the village or the Hokage. Cause they seem like, yeah, the Hokage never dies a peaceful life of like just going in their sleep.
No. No, they don't.
Come to think about it, and like any like, yeah, in any like anime, when have you known someone like very powerful or very prominent to just, you know, go out quietly in their sleep?
Yeah, even in Avatar.
Without being murdered. Yeah, even in Avatar.
Because someone pointed out when they were looking at some of this stuff, I think it was in Legend of Korra, how many of those avatars were actually old when they died?
None. Like, next to... I think Roku was like the oldest avatar we've seen.
Technically, Aang was the oldest. Well,
Really?
maybe. No. Kyoshi was
Well,
pretty old
actually-
too.
Well, come to think about it,
This
you're
thing
right.
was
Aang
like
would be
hundreds
the
of years
oldest.
old.
Because Aang technically survived plus 100 years.
Yeah, cryogenesis actually worked.
Yeah, actually worked.
Yeah, I think Kyoshi might be older. She was like about 200. I'd have to double check the lore.
Yoshi made it to 200? What did she just
Yeah,
use constant
she,
mud
like-
mud baths? Her secret technique?
She lived to be 230 years old.
Wow. Did she unlock the art of age bending?
Can't remember. There's something somewhere in the lore that mentioned how she used to live so long.
Okay, that's wild. Alright.
I just remembered in the
Yeah.
Discord there is a debate of who would win, Goku or Aang. Or I think, or was it Aang and, no, it was Aang and Naruto.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, Aang would get bodied by Goku, no question. Because
Say
his
that,
body,
like-
he doesn't have the flippin' ridiculously overpowered body to sustain that amount of damage. He doesn't have the ability to sustain that amount. He doesn't. Goku
Yeah.
would destroy him.
His only hope would be like coming out the gate, like hitting a Zahir and just bending the oxygen out of Goku's lungs. Because air is most OP element.
Between
You
air
could
and
fight
water,
me on that.
I would argue
Yeah,
between
yeah,
air and
definitely.
water.
Yeah.
Especially since like water has the archetype blood bending.
Yeah.
I remember watching that episode and I told you, I was like, I gotta watch another episode after that one. I can't end it on that one.
Yeah, that's definitely like an episode that you just cannot go to sleep after.
Though the one thing I struggle with on why I have a hard time jumping in and want to watch Legend of Korra is the fact that Korra, who, mind you, she is a waterbender, struggled with airbending when she should have struggled with firebending.
So, the approach that they took with Korra, and like why she struggled with airbending is so instead of her like struggling with firebending because like you know it's all about passion, they decided like with how her personality was that her issue would be the more spiritual side of bending, since like her entire life she's been like this kind of like brawler kind of avatar,
Yeah.
and she's like, I've been so focused on throwing hands, I haven't been really focused on the more spiritual aspect of bending. To me, this is just in my arsenal.
Okay, so understanding the character a little bit better, that makes sense now. But looking at it from a lore perspective, she should have struggled with the fire bending than any other bending.
I feel like I could have seen them doing like a whole arc about, I guess, passion for her, because I don't see her. Or well, it's hard. I'm trying to think of like a moment in the Legend of Korra where she's been like super passionate. I'm sure there's been a couple that I'm just not thinking of like right now off the top of my head.
Because I know Aang struggles because it's kind of opposite of air, because Earth is not as fluid, and that it's very rounded and rough.
It was also like an emotional thing for him because Aang isn't a very stubborn person. He like, you know, when like something happens, he's like the airbenders, keen on letting go, moving about, and like, you know, changing to meet the situation or the problem. He used to like, you know, changing his approach, never like standing firm and meeting something head on.
Yeah. He ran away as expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when like Toph is
he was
like,
more
you
of a
gotta
true
stand
airbender
there
through
and
and
eat
through.
this boulder. Most definitely.
I love though
And
how
Toph's like, you gotta stand there, yeet this boulder, and he's like, no, I'm good. I'll just dodge.
which is why I think Toph was the perfect earthbender teacher for him.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I will say that I do have a couple of issues with like Korra, but it's more so towards the villains with like how they're portrayed annoyingly. Because like for a couple of the villains, they have like these very interesting ideas and themes that they carry, but then those kind of just get reduced to like, nah, they're just evil. Points invalid. They were just doing this for villainy, and I'm like, ah, dang it. This could have been interesting.
They did have some issues with, because Nickelodeon wouldn't greenlight more than one season, so initially they thought it was just going to be one season, greenlit one season.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. With so
Yeah.
interesting thing that happened around that time is that time period was actually the death of action anime, and well, not action anime, action cartoon. Because that was the time period when like streaming on the internet started to get popular. So you had like a lot of teenagers and like preteens that were no longer interested in waiting like till Saturday to watch a show when they could like watch someone else be or like Daily Motion. So people stopped like watching a lot of TV so they could just watch it on the computer at their leisure. And that's why a lot of action cartoon shows like started seeing like dropping views, and a lot of them went off the air.
I guess the
Oh,
same
we're
thing
getting
happened
pretty
with
bad
Samurai
lag.
Jack.
That's why. Yeah, that was like one of the reasons why Toonami went down in like that time period.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because like instead of people watching like Toonami as like their sole means of acquiring anime, they could
Okay.
like go online and like stream it from somewhere.
Just to cut you short real quick. Once I finish this fight and I get to save point, guys, due to the lag, thanks for pointing this out, Blue, we'll end this stream. So, I may not stream next weekend because it is after, so for those that are, you know, celebrating Christmas and that, do spend time with your family, so I won't worry about a stream next week because it's Christmas. The week after New Year's, yeah, we can stream that Saturday after New Year's. We can stream then, but we'll end it here just due to the lag for everything, just because it picked up really badly. So, and we'll spend some time troubleshooting why we're having some lag. We'll get that taken care of. So if you see a stream, it may be a test stream with stuff, so don't freak or panic. Thanks, Blue, for pointing that out for us. Greatly appreciate that.
Blue, the VIP.
But yeah, that's really interesting note though, Penguin, about the internet picking up and people would rather watch it on YouTube versus waiting every week.
I thought it was so crazy because like during that time period, like I remember me being young and not really that much for like streaming and that kind of thing, and like a lot of the shows that I like enjoyed watching like going off the air or like finishing up like very quickly when they could have gone on a little bit longer, and I thought like, you know, it was like just a kind of like a normal thing.
Yep. So we'll end it up there with our conversation. Thanks everyone for coming in during the stream. We're almost, believe it or not, done with Ventus. I just got the Captain Hook fight, and then it's on to the Keyblade Graveyard. So if things
Woo!
work out,
We can spam the heck out of status effects because Hook is affected by all of the status effects.
Poor Hook.
yes,
He doesn't stand a chance.
Penguin,
Nah, he deserves to be bullied. He deserves to be bullied in this fight.
I highly encourage you to watch the beginning of the stream when I go and fight Ventus. I don't know if I'm on level anymore, if I'm still over leveled, but watch that fight against Ventus where I walk in at level 16 with once more second chance, Leaf Bracer. It is a beautiful fight, done in less than 5 minutes. Kid you not.
Gosh.
Alright, guys, thanks for joining in. If you like what you're seeing,